All right, our next speaker is Mashanta Armstrong, and she is so many things. She is a grad of the U of M Architecture School. She has her own magazine, MASH Mag. She is a professor at the Architecture School, lecturer, sorry. And she runs the ArchStart program, which brings high school students to the Architecture School to start experiencing architecture. So please welcome Mashanta.
MASH Media LLC is a publishing company that draws parallels between beauty, fashion, and design to create social change. So I'll start from that slide. In 2007, when a visiting professor, Sanders Fellow, Destinas Strategakos, challenged a group of students to create an architect Barbie to challenge Mattel's denial of creating her in 2007. So the one I created is the one on the right. Architect Barbie finally reached reality this year, and I realized that I was Architect Barbie in the flesh. So I began my thesis gathering all the things I love into a big pot: magazines, fashion, architecture, and beauty. I am a makeup artist as well. I wonder why I couldn't find all my loves in a single title, a single magazine. That's some of my makeup over there. I started to pay attention to a lot of makeup advertisements, those that embodied architectural elements such as the juxtaposition of the liminal on the hair compared to Frank Gehry's Walt Disney Concert Hall. So my acumen, being that of a makeup artist and an architect in training, allowed me to draw comparisons between things like microdermabrasion, which is renewal of the skin, compared to sandblasting a wall. Other examples would be that comparing manicured nails to manicured lawns, taking note in pattern and design. I drew inspiration from this image by David LaChapelle titled My House, featuring supermodel Elect Weck. It embodied everything that I am and led me to this thesis statement. I also I did the makeup artist, this is my little sister there, cut some eyelashes into skyscrapers shaped as buildings. And so Vanity Urbanity is a critique of the fashion, architecture, design magazine that perpetually sells a daydream and identification through gloss editorial content of elsewhere's always deemed more exotic and possibly accessible at the reader's cost of their relation to their own turf. I began starting to create makeup and fashion editorials that began to talk about the housing foreclosure problem going on in 2007, looking at the clothes costing more sometimes than the houses themselves. So by incorporating the methodologies of makeup artists to boast their confidence and hijacking the commoditized needs of the magazine, Vanity Urbanity addressed the socially, structurally, and economically blemished city of Detroit and its current issue of housing foreclosures with the introduction of Fixer Upper magazine, a magazine that is honest about the city's condition of economic aging while offering a positive self-projecting view that sells back the image of Detroit back to Detroiters. I began to notice the idea of femininity in architecture in magazines such as Elle and Vogue. This is a fashion editorial of Chanel's fall 2007 winter collection being shot during the construction of the Bird's Nest by Herzog & Murat. And the issues of personal style in the city led me to create a sewing pattern and a plan of where I would like to focus in my own hometown, Detroit, Michigan, the foreclosure issue. So we at MASH believe that style not only radiates from your body, but into your home, into your streetscape in the city to start a rippling effect of city pride and makeover, in a sense. So with this entry that I put into a exhibition called Home at the Duderstock in 2008 after graduating, which kind of talked about, Detroit not being for sale. At that time, there were so many investors from other countries coming up and buying up all of the city's landmarks and homes. So I began to kind of map out where the density of housing foreclosures were. I compared that to blemishes in skins, and so as a makeup artist, I started to create a makeup plan or solution to blend contour and conceal some of the parts of the city. So, the reader's reaction with MASH magazine, we were going to highlight a house, home in Detroit that needed a makeover, have readers send back to us what they thought it should be in return of actually making over that home becoming available for sale. So MASH magazine was a thesis in 2008 and became reality in 2011, March 31st. Down in Detroit, we are in print and in digital on iPad, iPhone, Android. It was a lot of work, but we did it. And so, a slide am I on here? As you can see, we started to incorporate ideas for architecture with fashion. So I had a graduate student do in this fashion editorial a whole bunch of architectural cool things, always drawing those contrasts and parallels. So MASH is a magazine that captures the authentic beauty within Detroit's people and spaces. Through this positive representation of the city, MASH empowers Detroiters with pride and offers a roadmap to reshaping the city's landscape and community. We do things like build sets, and I did the hair and the makeup, and my dad and I worked on the set. It's quite a bit. We focus on architects and designers like yourselves that we want to feature. This is by Katie Newell, one of the past fellows at University of Michigan. We also highlight other Detroiters like industrial designers, models that never really thought we would have a chance to model in a high fashion magazine, graphic designers, photographers that are underneath the age of 25. Everything that you saw was underneath the age of 25. So we're pretty proud at, how we're helping lots of young people reach their dreams in Detroit, at the same time reaching mine. So MASH is available on the iPad, and it's been downloaded across the world so far, from Tokyo to London, doing exactly what we want to do, is to change the perception of Detroit across the world. So international audience, national team, but it's Detroit based.